So besties, hi again, my name is MsVeronicaLouise, and it's been a minute. It's been about 5 months since I've last posted anything, and the last time I posted was about my keto journey and just where I was at and how I was dealing with it. And I have to say, not a lot has changed, but not enough for me, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to get on here and do a quick get ready with me, kind of go over what the differences are that I'm dealing with now, and hopefully continue to post with you guys in the future so you know what's going on and you can follow my journey and just see where see where we all fit in, because my journey is going to be different than yours is going to be different than the next, but there might be some things that click in mine that might help you and vice versa. So if you have a channel, post it below. I'd love to watch it. I'd love to get to know you and see how you're doing on your journey. And yeah, let's get started. Last time we posted, I was in San Diego and loving life. I was in San Diego and I was very lonely. I was very, very lonely. There was a lot of depression, and I didn't handle it very well, to be honest with you. Just wetting my makeup sponge. But I was doing keto. I was doing very strict keto, and it wasn't working out for me because it ultimately led to a lot of intrusive thoughts and disordered eating. And that's not to say keto is bad. Keto is amazing for those of us, or those of you who can follow that type of stringent journey. And right now I'm just using the Belief, the True Cream Moisturizing Balm. I have very dry skin, so I feel like this helps quite a bit. But yeah, like, keto is amazing. I lost about 28 pounds on it in the 3 months that I was doing it, and I got down to about 322. I feel like keto was the only reason why I was able to get down to that weight, and everybody was complimenting me and telling me how amazing I looked and how skinny I was, and I have to agree with them. I was pretty freaking skinny and I felt amazing, but some things were going on in my life, mentally and personally, that I ended up reverting into like disordered eating and disordered thinking, and it just wasn't great. Like, it led to me falling off keto bandwagon. It led to me overeating and binge eating, and that's very sad for me to say because I had gone a long time without binging, and just for the fact that that happened, I was just utterly disgusted with myself. And I know that's not how you're supposed to react to it, but it's just what happens. Mentally, I was just disgusted with myself that I let myself go, basically, again. So here we are, fast forward, we're no longer in San Diego. We've moved back home to where our family is in San Antonio. We're near our friends, and I haven't had it willed in me yet to get on a proper eating plan. So we're still working. I'm about to use a Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. It smells like coconut. I love it, but I love anything coconut. Makes me really want to try that Prime water, you know what I mean? Like, I'll put it here. But so we're not really on an eating plan, so we can't really expect a whole bunch of difference on our weight, but we are working out again. I had stopped working out in October of last year, I had gotten a second job and it just wasn't feasible for me to work both jobs and go work out and have time to sleep, because I am a person who needs my 8 hours. If I don't get my 8 hours, my mental health sucks, my physical health sucks, and it just doesn't work, like, at all. So I just wasn't working out and I wasn't eating right, so I gained back most of the weight that I lost. I'm currently weighing in at 244, and I'm not extremely excited about that, but I am glad that we're working on our fitness again. I post every day on my Instagram, so if you want to go see that, I'll link that below for you. I do post regularly on my TikTok. Sometimes it's body positive stuff, sometimes it's just me shaking my butt, but that's TikTok. It's just for fun and I don't take it too serious. You shouldn't either. I'm about to put on my foundation, and that is the Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation, oil free, by Too Faced. And this is in color light beige. So what are we talking about today? Basically just where I'm at. As I mentioned, I'm not the most excited with where I'm at on my weight, but we did start working out about 40 days ago, and I'm currently doing a 100-day gym challenge, to where I go to the gym every day for 100 days, and that's just for me to build my routine. That's for me to build my habit. That's for me to really understand my body and what it can do before I jump it onto a meal plan. Let me zoom you guys in a little bit. You know, before I jump into a meal plan, and I'm still trying to decide which meal plan I want to go with. Keto obviously worked really well for me, and I feel like it worked really well because I have a family history of diabetes, a family history of PCOS, and I feel like I'm insulin resistant to where, you know, like, it just, I don't feel like like my body's doing what it's supposed to be doing all the time. And I was diagnosed with PCOS about 11 years ago, and I just never got treatment for it. But at the time, there really wasn't a treatment for it. There was just like, this is what your body's doing, and this is what you have, you know, you just have to kind of deal with it and find what works best. There wasn't really much help from my doctor, at least. So there's that. So I wanted to go back to a new doctor, and just see if there's anything, like, maybe they could start me on some sort of insulin helping pill. I know what it's called, I just can't think of the name right now. It's mostly for diabetics, but some people with PCOS have had great success on losing weight. So I wanted to talk to them about that and see if maybe that might be an option for me. Because, as you know, or maybe you don't know, but I did have the vertical sleeve gastrectomy about 5 years ago, and my doctors were not happy with the weight loss that I had. I only lost about 78 pounds in the first year. I'm now at about 108 pounds, lost completely. So, like, I'm happy with my body. I just want to push it a little bit further. I'm now doing my concealer, which is the 16-hour camo concealer matte finish. And I just kind of put this where I need it. Kind of hide and conceal some of them dark bags. Highlight the nose, do the forehead, and don't forget the chin. With that, I mixed the one under my eye just because I grabbed too light of a color with this one, just to kind of even it out a little bit. That's where we are now. So as I mentioned, I'm debating whether I want to do straight keto or if I want to take a page out of Nicole Burgess's book and do anabolic eating, which is just high protein, low fats, medium carbs basically, and just kind of see how that goes, because I think that's something that my family can actually get on board with. They're not the biggest keto fans, but we do eat keto dinners and they just kind of fend for themselves for the rest of the day. So I think if we do anabolic, then I can include them, as my family's also on a weight loss journey, although we're all on our own journey. My daughter wants to lose about 70 pounds and I want to help her do the best, you know, help her with I want to help her help herself. She's 17 and she's a little chunky monkey like I was. And she also has like her own mental issues that we're getting her help with, so there's that. See, looks good. And for my contour, I use the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. I use the medium to light, or the fair medium. I was using medium to dark, but it was too much. I learned how to use it and I just think that one's too dark for me now. Like, as you can tell, this one leaves quite a bit of color. And it's just a little bit, and then we touch it up with some powder and it looks amazing. You know what I mean? So, you know, I want to help them with their journey the best that I can, provide them with the nutrients and the nutrition that their bodies need, while still, you know, while still working on myself. So, and to blend that out, I'm just using the e.l.f. buffing foundation brush. Like, this brush is like literally $6. And I think for this, it works phenomenal. Like, I would put this against anyone's beauty blender any day. What else? So there's that. I am, as I mentioned, I'm on my weight loss journey still, so I am going to the gym every single day, every morning at between 5 and 6. It just depends what time I get up. I'm currently in a manic stage, so finding my nutrition plan is a little bit more difficult, because I want to do everything all at once and I know I can't. And so when I'm in my mania, it's difficult, to say the least, to try and stay on a plan, because I'm like, I can do this. I'm on top of the world. Nobody can hurt me. Nothing can touch me. And that's not true. That's 100% inaccurate, because those carbs and those calories can hurt me, and they have hurt me, and they've caused me pain in the past. So it's really important during these times that I reach out and I speak with my doctor and I get help with everything that I need help with, because it's important. Like, your mental health is crucial to your physical health. Like, I had my doctor tell me that it's very possible, if I miss sleeping for so many days in a row, that I might end up in the hospital. And I had a few nights of bad sleep and I had some very manic thoughts, and I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. I am not. Like, I don't have time for a grippy sock vacation. I have too much going on. My family needs me. I need to focus on myself and get my mind right before I can do anything else. So that's where we're at today. We're just doing the best we can with what we have. And currently that just means eating intuitively, so that I'm just using my Fit Me press powder in pure beige just to kind of go over places that I'm not going to put the contour, but I want a little bit more coverage and a little bit more powder, because I get oily throughout the day and I hate it. Like, so we're focusing on mental health and our physical strength. So I had a post today on Instagram where I was praising my body because it's got me through so much, and that's something I have to remember, is that my body has gotten me through every single one of the days I've gone through, whether it be tough or the best day of my life. My body has gotten me through that, and I need to be thankful and appreciative that we're still here. So that's what we're doing. There's a lot of stress in my life right now. Like, my relationship is with my fiance is a little rocky, but we're working through our challenges. My dad is in and out of the hospital over the last couple of months, and it gets really scary to think that I might have to be without him. You know, I want to see him more and do more with him, but he's so far away that it makes it difficult. So, like, I'm dealing with that. Just trying to cope with maybe losing a parent soon and everything that comes with. Like, it's not just losing a parent, it's losing a friend. And everyone's real concerned right now about his health and just him not taking care of himself either. So we are all just trying our best to work with him and convince him to take care of his health a little better, so we can have him around as long as we want, as long as possible, you know, so he can be here for his grandkids and his kids, you know. So, like, we're really working on that. Like, not working on it, but we're checking in with him more frequently. And he messaged me yesterday on Facebook to let me know that he was in the hospital because he fell. My dad's 72 years old, and he was helping somebody move. And I'm like, you can't be doing that kind of thing, Dad. You need to be, you know, more mindful of your health and more mindful of your body and just what you can do. And helping somebody move is just not where it's at anymore. Like, you need to calm down. Like, he's not feeble by any means. He's the most active 72-year-old person I've ever met. Or 71-year-old person. 51. He was born in 51. It's now 2022, so you do the math. But I think it's 71, 72. And it's just, I haven't had as much time with him as I would like. And I would like him to take in consideration that his family would like him to be around more. You know, he's got my mom, and she's a homemaker. What is she gonna do if he passes away, if he leaves us too early. Like, yes, we'll happily take her in, but I have a 2-bedroom apartment and it's me, my fiance, and my daughter. I've got nowhere to put her. Oh, I'd love to have her. It just means a lot of new changes. We were using the Morphe brow cream and latte. I think it's beautiful. Some might argue it's a little too dark, some might argue it's a little too light. I think it fits perfectly. But that's kind of where we're at now, and I just, like, it's hard to process things like that. You know, it really brings to mind when I was watching a Medea movie, I forgot which one, but she was like, you're being stressed apart, and I never understood what that meant. Like, she was like, and then she's like, you're burying parents, you're getting older, you're dealing with changing in your body, changing of your mentality. And it's true, like, your relationships really get stressed, and if you don't keep an eye on them, then they're going to fall apart. And I feel like that's where we're at right now. I feel like I haven't been present in my life. I've just been living my life and letting things happen to me, as opposed to taking control, which is part of what my 100-day challenge is me taking control of my life, of at least my physical aspect of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I know. This is the e.l.f. concealer again. I'm just, I guess, priming my eye and fixing my eyebrow. But it's hard. Like, it really is hard. There's so much going on, you know, in the world, just in general, that can cause anxiety and frustration and fear. That to have my personal life and my family life also be affected at the same time is scary. So like, it makes it difficult. It just makes it difficult. Like, I know you guys understand that it's, the thought of losing a parent is scary, but actually losing a parent is even scarier. And I'm lucky I haven't, I'm 38 years old and I still have both my parents, and that's a blessing. They're both, my mom's not in the greatest health, but she's with my sister, and they're doing everything they can to keep her happy and keep her healthy as possible. And I'm in San Antonio. Like, my whole family's in Houston and I'm in San Antonio, so it makes it a little hard to stay in contact with them all the time. I don't travel down to Houston that frequently, so moving on to eyes, and I'm just gonna use the Jaclyn Hill palette. So we're reaching into MFEO, and I'm just putting that like above the crease. Like, we just do it like that. This is a pretty quick and easy makeup look. There's a more elaborate one that I'm using for my wedding, which it's another thing stressing me out, is we're planning a wedding for April of 23, and I've got nothing. Like, I know the venue that I want, and I know what we want the meals to be, but financially we have nothing. Like, between the moves, and we had a terrible ordeal with the apartment that I had first picked out, because online it looked beautiful. It had farm sinks and these beautiful, like, it was gorgeous in pictures. And then we get there and the building looks run down, the bricks are breaking, and we're like, you know what, it's an older building, that's fine, we can make it work. And then we get inside and it's just infested. Like, they're coming out of the walls. It was disgusting. And we had to sleep there for 3 nights because of our dogs and it being super cold and they couldn't be outside, or like, because when we moved here, we moved in with my future mother-in-law and his parents, my future in-laws. And we have 2 dogs, 2 very large, beautiful dogs. But they have cats inside, so the boys couldn't be inside. They had to be outside, which was fine because it's Texas and Texas weather is usually pretty warm. But this was January, so it wasn't very warm. It was very cold, but they still handled it. We just put them in the shed or the garage at night. But whenever it dropped down to like 40, 30, 20 degrees, I was like, they can't be in there. It's too cold. It's way too cold. So we got our apartment and we moved in. Just the stuff that we had with us that we drove with to San Antonio, because the movers had all of our other stuff. And as soon as we got there, it was just like they were coming out of the walls. We went and bought a infestation spray, like a roach spray, to spray everywhere. And I swear it was like fucking Gatorade for them. They just took it and they were just like, ugh, and they were just on it. They were everywhere. It was disgusting. It was gross. We couldn't live there. We stayed there for 3 days and I was like, I can't. I really can't. So we left. They allowed us to break our lease and we got this place. And now I'm going into a little redder of a color. It's called Hunts. It's like a burgundy or like a reddy brown. And I'm just gonna put that right in the crease. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest experience, but it was definitely an experience. And I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. It was such a headache and such a hassle and so frustrating of having to move in and then move all our stuff back out, check everything to make sure we didn't have any critters with us. It was literally the worst. So when we found this place, I was like, the worst infestation this place has is a few wasps outside, and I'm allergic, so that's not the greatest thing. But a little wasp spray and stay inside and I'll be fine. So now we have our place to live. My daughter's with us. She's in therapy now. So that's amazing. And she's in school. She's thriving. I'm at work. I'm surviving. Now we're gonna go into, I guess, Central Park in this palette, just for the outer V to kind of warm it up a little bit, and then we'll put a sparkle. And there we go. That's really where we are right now. Everything is calming down except for me. Like I've picked up a manic phase and I'm talking to my doctor about it, letting them know that I'm having these impulse control issues, and we're working on that, and it's really affecting my relationship with my fiance. So we really need to figure out what's going on and how to fix it, because this is just no. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, this is not me. Like, it's not me. And I haven't felt like me for a while. I felt invincible. I felt like I'm on top of the world. Like nobody, like I can't be bothered. So sorry guys, I had a phone call that I had to take. But we just finished up the eyes. Sorry, I had to run up the stairs. But like I was saying, like there's so many stressors that life just comes with. It becomes difficult whenever you add more stress. And for me, that involves eating. Like eating is a high trigger for me. It's a high stress point for me. And I always feel like I'm failing at it. Like I know it's just eating, but I always feel like I'm failing, always. Right now we're going into the KVD Shade and Light Contour Palette. And I like to use these two colors right under my eye to brighten it up. But that's going to be something that I need to get over and that I need to conquer if I want to be successful on my weight loss. Like, yes, I want to be skinny, but I also want to be really strong. Like, there's a TikTok, like, I don't want to be skinny. I want to be tough like a bear, like a woman who fights bear in the woods. Like, that's what I want. I want guns. I want a flat stomach. I want strong arms. I want a strong back. I want to do what my body needs to get there. And it feels like I'm never going to get there. And I know that's not true. It just takes hard work. So that's what we're working on now, is just conquering those fears that tell me I can't do it, that tell me just to give up. So we're working on those. And like, those fears are true for everybody. I struggle with body dysmorphia, so I still see myself at like 340 pounds. I still see that girl in the mirror. And I'm not her anymore. Like, physically, I'm not her. Mentally, I'm not her. I've done so much on my journey that I don't even like recognize who I was in the past and the craziness that I would put myself into. I need to do eyeliner, so give me a second. So like, it's difficult to overcome that mindset that I'm still that person. Like, I can't eat as much as I used to anymore. I can run further. I can lift heavier. My clothes fit better. I just want to be back to where I was almost a year ago, where I felt good. Like, my body was in shape, my mind was in shape, and I just felt really good. And I'm not there right now. So getting back there is my #1 priority. And that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about my mental health. It's going to be about my physical health and how I'm going from point A, which is my starting point right now. I've been in the gym about 40 times in a row. But I'm still intuitively eating, which isn't working for me, because I'll intuitively eat a pack of Oreos and then wonder why the scale is not moving. So besties, I need help. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the help. It's just gonna take some time. And I hope by this time next week, I will have decided on my meal plan. And I won't be doing any what I eat in the days very often, only because for me it's simpler to eat the same thing every day than it is to change it up. And there's plenty of keto and non-keto what I eat in the days to lose a blank amount of weight, and that's great. But a lot of these women are in their early 20s, mid 20s, never had a weight problem in their life. It's like they don't have PCOS, so it's not something that I can be like, that's my story, because it's not my story. My story is I've had trauma in my past. I've had trauma in my recent years. I'm overcoming it. I'm working through it. I have PCOS. I've had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And I don't see anybody, maybe I haven't looked hard enough, but I don't see anybody with that type of history that I can relate to. Like, it really is seeing yourself, being able to relate. And I just can't with anybody that I follow. Like, I'm great to be on their journey with them and see how successful they're being, or their struggles that they're going through and how they're dealing with those, but I don't see my journey anywhere in there. And that's where I'm at. So here I am sharing my journey with you, so that hopefully if you see this and you relate to it, I can help you on your journey by you seeing what I'm doing on mine and what's working and what's not working. I just talked with my fiance right now about our meal plans, and he agreed that when I was on keto I was doing really well. It was just my mindset that caused problems. And this is the BH Bellini palette, 6-color blush palette. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Gorgeous colors. I use these two on a date. So yeah, like, that's really where we're at. And I just want to share my story with y'all. And on the nose. Gotta get it on the nose. So, like, if you're out there and you're watching and this helped you at all, just please like, subscribe. I know I'm not a big content creator, but I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping to be more active and just see y'all every week and share my journey with you. It's just been tough. It's been really tough recently. You know, as I mentioned, with like the move and all the chaos that caused. This I don't even think is available anymore. It is the Nikki Tutorials Highlight Trio from Ofra. Like, I bought this years ago. It's probably expired, but I love it. And I'm gonna, and I have like look at it. Like, I've used quite a bit of it. So that's where we're at. And this is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. It is one of my favorites because it just looks so good. And that's my journey. That's the journey I've been on for the past 6 to 8 months, is just dealing with myself and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do from here. But I think after talking to my fiance and kind of discussing the different options that are available, I think we're gonna just do keto again. And he's also trying to lose a little bit of weight, so I think I might have to pack him lunches so that he doesn't go off plan. And then this is the Morphe Fatty. Like, it's one of my favorite looks. One of my favorite. I don't even use lip liner for it. I just smack it on. And it looks gorgeous. So is where we are. So if you hung out this far, thank you. I really appreciate you staying with us, or staying with me and listening. Like, subscribe, follow, and I shall see y'all again in a week with an update to mental health, my weight loss journey. Until then, peace be with you. You know, don't let it stress you out too much. And I'll see you in a week, bestie.